Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Show Style and Spirit. I am Ebony, of course. As you can see from the title of this video, I will be giving my commentary. It is a very high level overview over the first 4 episodes of the latest season of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. There are a few ladies that I want to focus on in this video, particularly Kyle Richards, Erika, Jayne, and Sutton. Now, I have a couple of sound bites that the Fair Use Act, it is part of the Copyright Act of 1976, saying that my fair use commentary of these sound bites are allowed. And before we get into them, I ask that you all please hit the like button on this video, because then YouTube will recommend this video to more people who also enjoy watching The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and they enjoy watching the TV show recaps as well. And if you have not already done so, please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit. I would love to have you. I try to give a variety of content. I have been reviewing a few different shows right now. I've given my reaction to the Britney Spears book, The Woman in Me, and I also give some celebrity gossip commentary as well. All right, so let's jump right on in. So this first sound bite that I want to give commentary on, it is from the very first episode of the current season. I believe it is season 15. I remember watching The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills from season 1, where it was totally different of people on the show, like Taylor, whom we've seen on the Ultimate Girls Trips in recent years. She also did the most recent season of Orange County. She was a friend of the show. There was the lady, she was Middle Eastern. She was married to the plastic surgeon who was on the show Botched with Dr. Terry Dubrow. I can't think of his name. I believe his first name is Paul, Dr. Paul, and his last name escapes me. But she and her brothers, they once owned the basketball team, the Sacramento Kings. I remember when she was on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And then I remember when Brandy Glanville joined. And I remember when she used to bump heads with Kyle's sister, Kim Richards. And then in later seasons, they became cool, almost to the point where she was kind of icing out Kyle from her sister Kim. But speaking of those family ties, this first soundbite is in the most recent season, episode 1, where they kind of all met with, like, I believe she was like an energy healer, and she created this beautiful scene outdoors where they were in a non-intimidating environment. They were all sitting on like pillows and rugs, and they were each taking their turn talking about things that hurt them, just things that they needed to express and get out of their body, give it a sound, as Iyanla Van Zant would say. And Kyle talked about her sister Kathy allegedly saying mean, negative things about the cast, and then also coming for Kyle's family. And Kyle talks about how basically she reacts, how she processes it. So I want to play this soundbite and then come back with my commentary.
Going to the people that are coming for your family.
She had bad behavior in front of all of us in a public place, and so there's consequences to that.
You're only punishing me, just so you know.
Your sister's punishing you.
That's right. Your sister's punishing you. That's right.
Why is Garcelle not getting that my sister created all this by coming for my family and for me? There's a time when you say enough. I'm not a punching bag. I didn't feel like defending someone who's hurt me repeatedly. So I kept my mouth shut. I've had so many incidents where my sister has called me and lost her temper.
It is hard to get you on the phone. I feel like a pest.
Well, you often call me to rant. When the phone will ring and I see her name, I get sheer panic. I know I'm an adult, but it affects me like I'm a child. I'm sorry. Let's take a deep breath in. There's a lot of hurt. There's a lot of pain. There's a lot of love. Well, we can't be hurt by people we don't love. That's true.
Well, I think what I'm hearing in this group is we all have a lot of regrets that we've done to one another. And I would like to.
Okay, so in that soundbite, Bravo kind of gave a really good collage of us seeing Kyle sitting down with Kathy, and Kathy is pretty much almost chastising her like she is a kid, saying, "You're hard to get on the phone, and I feel like a pest." And then Kyle explained in her confessional that, because her sister rants and fusses all the time, when she sees her name on the caller ID, she tenses up and she gets anxiety. And she said, "I know that I'm an adult, but it affects me like a child." And I can definitely relate to what Kyle is experiencing with her sister, Kathy. And, a lot of times when you can express yourself to someone who does things that may make you uncomfortable or angry, if they're kind of on the manipulative side or prideful or defensive, they won't receive what you're saying, although that's your experience with them. They'll try to say, "Oh, you're too sensitive," or "That's not true. That's not what happened. That's all on you." And I'm just guessing, in my opinion, that Kathy probably would respond that way if Kyle expressed that to her, because of how you rant. "When I see your name, I get anxious." And then Kathy would probably say, "Well, that's just on you." I do pose a question for all of you watching this video. Have you ever heard of birth order and how it affects your relationships? As an example, if you are the baby of a family, you have quite a few siblings, you may not be someone who is super duper take charge or assertive. So in a relationship, you may be more naturally passive and to go along with what your partner or your friend wants to do, because that is the role that you typically play in your family relationships, your family dynamic. And then on the flip side, if you're like the oldest in the family, you may be used to taking charge in your relationships and friendships. And that's how you operate with those people in your life. I definitely believe that birth order can play a significant role in our relationships with each other, but I'm very curious to see what you all think about birth order in relationships in the comments. So with Kyle, I think that with Kathy being her big sister, and Kathy obviously is used to talking harshly and ranting, as Kyle says, probably to try and get Kyle to shrink, have less of an opinion, not really talk back, if you will. And so I'm sure that's a bad recipe to be on a reality TV show with your sister. And I felt like Kyle clearly communicated how she experiences her sister Kathy. And Kyle, you are definitely not alone. So then I'm going to briefly talk about Sutton, and then I'm going to go to Erika Jayne. So Sutton has been really annoying. If you have been watching the show, then you know that they were celebrating Crystal's birthday in Las Vegas. Sutton and Garcelle, they organized the trip with Erika Jayne giving her input of setting up this Magic Mike show in Las Vegas. Now, I'm sure you are familiar with the Magic Mike movies. They are definitely entertaining and fun, baby. Okay. And in the movies, you have Channing Tatum, who is very fine with an awesome body. And if you remember Denise from The Cosby Show, her real name is Lisa Bonet. Her daughter, Zoe Kravitz, her daughter with the singer Lenny Kravitz, she just became engaged recently to Channing Tatum. So congratulations to them. But circling back to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Erika Jayne instructed the ladies that for the Magic Mike show, you definitely want to wear pants if you want to go out on stage. Sutton was the one lady out of the bunch who not only had on pants, but she got a bunch of singles from the bank. Still had the strap on the ones, okay, to hand out to the dancers at the Magic Mike show. Now, other women were wearing pants as well, including the birthday girl Crystal and Erika Jayne. So they were brought out on stage. One of the Magic Mike men said, "Is there anyone here celebrating a birthday?" And Crystal stood up, so that got her on stage. Erika Jayne, she was friends with some of the men who were in the show, and she got on stage. The cameras captured Sutton saying, "I wore pants for nothing." And when Erika Jayne spread eagle and one of the Magic Mike men put his head in her crotch, Sutton turned into a player hater, acted like she was appalled, got up and marched out of the show. She was trying to act like, a rigid prude, but I really think she was just annoyed that she wasn't on stage with her legs spread eagle. So I found her to be annoying, and she just gives into the stereotype of, someone whom you would not want to travel with because they're going to always complain and you won't have that much of a good time. So too bad, Sutton. You probably should have just stayed in Beverly Hills. So now let's talk about Erika Jayne. I absolutely love her because she is unapologetically herself. And we all know what she's been going through. No longer with her ex-husband, Tom Girardi, who has been facing allegations and lawsuits for alleged fraud. I'm sure you've watched the documentary that ABC did on the Girardis last year. I don't know if it's still on Hulu. That is where I watched it, and it was amazing. ABC absolutely dragged Tom Girardi. And they even showed some of his former clients who said that, they even talked about their health situations, what led them to sue, how Tom Girardi won the lawsuits. They never saw the money, allegedly, according to the documentary. Well, anyway, with Erika Jayne no longer being with him, she was affected financially. And in the most recent episode, episode 4 of the current season, Dorit posed the question, at what point does money no longer make you happy? And this is what Erika had to say.
The moment the lights are on, the moment that everything is taken care of, when you don't fear the next bill. The last couple of years, I went from having a lot to having nothing. I'm not ashamed to have had to have downsized or to have changed, but it does make me nervous. I don't want to look at the bills because there's such anxiety around money. When I see those numbers, I get nervous.
Being married to Tom was great because you were comfortable. You didn't sweat the light bill. You weren't sweating, all this kind of stuff. Okay, cut to now. I'm not out traveling. I'd love to say that I had taken a vacation. I'm not doing other than rebuilding my life. And it's scary because as much as money comes in, as much money goes out.
I would love to have gone shopping today and been able to be like, oh, I really love this purse. And like in the old days, and be like, yeah, let's get it. But that's not the way it is now. And that's okay too.
Right.
Because now when I do go buy something, I know that it's mine and I earned it. But it is frightening to be out there on your own, just with no backup, no safety plan, no net.
It's soul crushing. Literally soul crushing because you think to yourself, how the am I ever going to get out of this? How will I ever get above water? Will I ever own a home?
I can say, hey, I got out of a marriage. Yeah, whatever, the money. When you start talking about your freedom, things like that, that's a much different situation.
That's the first time we've heard you say something like that.
Yeah, well, I've had to be on the defensive for so long because I was attacked for so many things. With all of that that was being said, it was ugly. A lot of people, I think, almost kind of wanted that to be true. And now that there's more time, I get to regain a sense of who I really am and not what was said. I almost don't want to think about it too much. Because if I get into thinking about it too much, it can become overwhelming.
Get down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, you get down the rabbit hole and you're like, and you don't want to do that either because you don't want to be scared. Mm-hmm.
I think I'd like.
Okay, I thought that was a great soundbite. So, Erika Jayne, she talked about in her confessional when she was married to Tom, she did not have to worry about any bills. Everything was taken care of and you were comfortable. And then remove the man and his income, and now you are quote unquote rebuilding your life. So, to everyone watching this video, that is definitely a position that I never want to be in. I think that it is important when a woman gets married that she continues to hold on to a job, have some sort of steady income. I know that you may be in love, you may have married for love, or you really want it to work, but in the event that it does not, you have to be able to sustain and have all of your needs met. And I'm just not comfortable just 100% putting my bare necessities in the hands of another person. And we're supposed to be in this marital relationship. I just think in realistic terms, and I think that there's a 50% shot that this marriage will work out. So I would want to still maintain my income. So I definitely feel for Erica. I appreciate her being so raw and clear in what she was sharing with us. And, you know, it's easy to say that perhaps she married him for the financial comfort, the convenience. They are 30 years apart. But I get you get tired of, penny pinching or struggling to make ends meet. So you want to be comfortable. But would just definitely say still keep a job, keep your income coming in. All those years where she was doing her alter ego and her fantasy singing career, I get it that his income helped to but fund all of that. But did she make any money from those performances? Did people stream Erika Jayne songs? And did she save that money? And she said also in that soundbite that I played that she wishes that she could just get up and go shopping and that she went shopping with some of the ladies. But I even say that's not even, you not being to do that all the time is not a huge indicator that, you're down and out. But just the quote unquote rebuilding because of a romantic relationship, a marriage not working out, that is like very troublesome for me. I would just rather her have kept a steady income so she could have said, okay, it didn't work out. So, now I'm just looking for a place that meets my income that I've always had to pay the monthly rent, and then she even questioned, will she ever own a home? And that would be a matter of whatever her credit score is, if she can establish some credit, pay those bills on time to increase the score. Is she able to save any portion of her Bravo paychecks to put in a savings account? And so that she would have the down payment and the closing cost on a home. And with her income, can she make that monthly mortgage payment? Those would be the questions that she would be asking herself to be able to accurately answer that question. Will she ever be able to own a home? And if the answer is no, is owning a home the end all be all that you are this financially responsible adult? Absolutely not. None of us can judge. And I mean, home ownership, yeah, sometimes it's cool, when you don't have to worry about the rent going up and, because you own your home. But sometimes it ain't all that, you know what I'm saying? Especially as a single woman, the fall is here. I had to throw some money at the leaves problem and getting the leaves blown to the curb because, I don't really want to do it, and then, if anything were to arise, the summer lawn care and taking care of that. And then if you're, single and a landlord and having to manage that property and the tenant, that those are things that you take care of. So I'm saying to say, don't worry about it if you can't be a homeowner. As long as your needs are met and you're safe and you're healthy, that is what most matters. And I would just rather see a woman be able to handle that on her own, even while still in a marriage, just in case it does not work. So you all let me know in the comments, what did you think about those sound bites that I played for you? Are you watching this season of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? What do you think so far? Please hit the like button on this video. It's a free way of supporting the channel, and then YouTube will recommend this video to more people. Even if you dislike the video, you hit the dislike button. That stimulates this content as well in the same way. And also, please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit. Well, I hope you all have a fantastic weekend, and I will definitely talk with you soon. Bye.